Good morning and welcome to Astronomy Daily. I'm Anna.
And I'm Avery. It's Tuesday, June 30th, 2026, and today is launch day.
After weeks of watching this story build, we finally get to say it. A rescue mission for NASA's Swift Observatory is heading to the launch pad, or rather, the launch aircraft, today.
Plus, a spacewalk happening live on the ISS, a galaxy cluster that's breaking cosmology's rulebook, a quiet nursery hidden in the most violent part of our galaxy, a newly confirmed fossil galaxy near Andromeda, and why today is Asteroid Day.
6 stories, one very busy Tuesday. Let's get into it. We've been tracking this one for weeks, and today's the day. NASA's Neil Gerald Swift Observatory, 22 years old, still hunting gamma-ray bursts, has been losing altitude faster than expected thanks to solar activity.
Without help, Swift faced a real chance of an uncontrolled re-entry by the end of this year. So NASA contracted a small Arizona company, Katalyst Space Technologies, to build a robotic rescue spacecraft called Link in under 9 months, a job that would normally take 2 years.
Link is about the size of a fridge, 3 robotic arms, LiDAR sensors, ion thrusters. Today, it launches from Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands, carried under the belly of Stargazer, the last airworthy Lockheed TriStar in the world, then dropped and lit on a Northrop Grumman Pegasus XL, the very last Pegasus XL ever to fly.
Launch window opened at 6:23 a.m. Eastern. That's this evening here in Australia. As of our recording, NASA and Northrop Grumman have the mission status listed as Go.
If it works, Link will spend months gently grappling and nudging Swift back up to a safe altitude. Swift was never built for being serviced. No docking port, no handholds. So this will be delicate, historic work.
Rat Krenko, the Swift principal investigator at Goddard, put it simply. Swift is NASA's multi-tool for studying the cosmos. Today, we find out if that multi-tool gets a second life.
Fingers crossed for a clean release and a good first signal from Link. We'll keep you posted as this story develops.
Story 2 takes us to the International Space Station, where NASA astronauts Chris Williams and Jessica Meyer are stepping outside today to fix a wrist joint on Canadarm2.
Canadarm2 is the station's big robotic arm. It's been doing the heavy lifting, literally, since 2001, capturing cargo ships, repositioning modules, helping with spacewalks. But one of its wrist joints has been giving controllers trouble.
The spacewalk kicked off at around 8:35 a.m. Eastern today. Williams and Meyer will replace the faulty joint mechanism so the arm can keep operating with its full range of motion.
It's not the flashiest of stories, but it matters enormously. Without a fully functioning Canadarm2, a lot of station operations get a lot harder, from cargo capture to external maintenance.
Routine in the sense that NASA has done dozens of these repairs over the decades. But every spacewalk still carries real risk. And this crew is doing precise, fiddly work in a pressurized suit 400 kilometers up. Good luck to them.
Story 3 is a genuine cosmological puzzle. A team led by Kyle Finner at Caltech's IPEC has used the James Webb Space Telescope to study a galaxy cluster called XLSSC 122.
That distance puts it in an era astronomers call cosmic noon, when the universe was only about 3 billion years old and forming stars faster than at any point before or since. Galaxy clusters from that era are supposed to look young, loose, scattered, still pulling themselves together.
XLSSC 122 doesn't look like that. JWST caught it acting as a gravitational lens, bending the light of background galaxies into arcs, and it's now the most distant strong lensing galaxy cluster ever found.
When the team measured how concentrated the cluster's core mass is, the number came back higher than current cosmological models say it should be allowed to be. The visible matter, stars, gas, barely accounts for any of it. The rest is dark matter, packed in tighter than expected for something this early in cosmic history.
Lead researcher Fenner was refreshingly honest about it. This could just be one extreme outlier in a normal distribution. Or it could be a sign that something in our models of how structure formed in the early universe needs revising.
Either way, it's a reminder of just how much JWST is rewriting the early chapters of cosmic history. one impossibly mature galaxy cluster at a time. From the very distant universe to our own backyard, the center of the Milky Way is one of the most violent neighborhoods in the galaxy, a churning storm of gas moving faster than the speed of sound. It's about the last place you'd expect to find a star quietly being born.
And yet, astronomers using the ALMA telescope array in Chile have mapped that chaos in detail and found exactly that, a small, almost accidental pocket where the turbulent gas slows down, settles, and begins gathering itself into the seeds of new stars.
It's a small, almost accidental discovery with big implications. It suggests that stars might take their very first steps the same way everywhere in the galaxy, even in the most hostile environments imaginable.
And that includes very possibly our own sun. Billions of years ago, the sun may well have condensed out of just this kind of brief island of stillness, somewhere in the swirling chaos of a young, turbulent galaxy.
A nice thought for your next coffee break. Somewhere in that storm at the galactic center, right now, the next generation of stars may already be quietly getting started.
Story 5 is a lovely one, equal parts cosmology and citizen science. Astronomers have just formally confirmed in the peer-reviewed journal Astronomy and Astrophysics the discovery of Andromeda 36, an ultra-faint dwarf galaxy orbiting our giant neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy.
This one was actually first spotted back in March by an amateur astronomer, Giuseppe Donatello, visually combing through public survey images. Not an algorithm, a person, scanning pictures by eye. Now, after follow-up observations with the Gran Telescopio Canaris, the team has nailed down the details.
And what details? Andromeda 36 is roughly 12.5 billion years old, extremely metal-poor, and one of the faintest, most compact dwarf satellites ever found around Andromeda. It's essentially a fossil from the universe's earliest stages.
Astronomers think Andromeda hosts close to 100 of these tiny dwarf satellites, and only about half are currently known. Lead author Joanna Sakova made the point that even now, careful visual inspection by a trained eye is still finding things that automated machine learning searches miss.
A nice reminder that in astronomy, sometimes the best discovery tool is still a patient human looking closely at the data.
And finally today, June 30th, is Asteroid Day. It's a UN-sanctioned day of awareness around planetary defense, and the date isn't random.
It marks the anniversary of the Tunguska event. Back in 1908, when an asteroid or comet fragment exploded in the atmosphere over Siberia, flattening more than 2,000 square kilometers of forest. No crater, no warning. And to this day, it's the largest impact event in recorded history.
Asteroid Day exists to make sure we don't have to learn that lesson the hard way again. Around the world today, observatories, space agencies, and science communicators are running events on planetary defense, tracking near-Earth objects, deflection technology, and what we'd actually do if something was heading our way.
And we do have a real success story to point to. NASA's DART mission already proved by physically slamming into the asteroid Dimorphos that we can measurably change an asteroid's path. It's no longer just theory.
So today's less about any single new discovery and more about the bigger picture. Thousands of astronomers, amateur and professional, quietly doing the unglamorous work of mapping the sky for the next Tunguska, so that if it ever comes, we'll see it coming. And that wraps up a big Tuesday for Astronomy Daily. A rescue mission lighting up the Pacific sky, a spacewalk on the ISS, and galaxies both impossibly old and impossibly young.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit subscribe wherever you're listening and leave us a review. It genuinely helps new listeners find the show.
We're Anna and Avery. This has been Astronomy Daily, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Clear skies, everyone, and good luck to Swift and Link tonight.